As time has gone on, I feel like I've been able to develop a greater understanding of why bipolar disorder is often described as the cycle of emotional extremes. You can have extreme manic episodes where you have heightened levels of energy, perhaps lack of need for sleep, and you have depressive episodes where you can develop anhedonia, you can develop a strong sense of despair. For a while, I was in a neutral, stable condition in the sense that I've made a lot of progress on my mental health journey. Since coming out of mania, I've been able to get a job and a couple of promotions in just a short span of around 6 months. I've been able to lose some weight, not a lot, over the course of this past year. I've stopped socially isolating and I've started going outside more. I've been going to AA meetings. I've been attending virtual DBSA meetings. That's Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. When I'm up for it, when I'm in the mood for it. But lately, I can't help but feel I'm kind of drifting along without a purpose. I've had a great deal of negative news lately on the different fronts I've been trying to advance in my life. On the education front, on the weight loss front, and even internally, I'm just experiencing significant amounts of racing thoughts about my manic episode. And it's strange to me because I remember having this feeling when I first came out of mania, and there was kind of that epiphany moment where I said to myself, how could you say these things? How could you do these things? And it just struck a chord with me because that person I know was not the true Tyler Adolfo. This person was totally antithetical to who I am. And these are the type of racing thoughts that would consume me, that would occupy my day and keep me awake at night. And these are the exact type of racing thoughts I'm having now. I just feel so ashamed about everything that has happened, and I feel like I'm not making as much progress as I need to be in order to truly rebound from what transpired. On the education front, I've talked about in my videos how it's my goal to return to college and finish my degree, and that I want to eventually go to law school and get a Juris Doctor so that I can become an attorney and practice criminal law. Unfortunately, I haven't received much positive news on the education front. In fact, I've only received negative news for the most part. I talked about in a recent video how I filed a complaint with the Department of Education against my former college to try and bring them to mediation in the hopes that they could try and help me complete my education. I was trying to, in effect, expedite the process of UMass reconsidering my expulsion. But it turns out the Department of Education has an arbitrary time limit on when complaints must be filed, and that time limit is 180 days after the event in question. So since I was expelled back in, February, March of 2022, I would have had to respond with a complaint in late 2022 in order for my complaint to even be looked at. So my complaint to the Department of Education was rejected, and that was a huge blow to my self-esteem because I felt like that was like a last and final resort, a final option that could prove fruitful. It's something that I've talked to others who've yielded positive results with, but in my case, since it falls after that arbitrary deadline of 180 days by quite a significant amount, I'll concede, there's nothing they can do to help me. So they didn't reject my claim based on merit, and I guess it doesn't really matter either way. I'm getting the same result. They rejected it, based on a timetable rule. It has to be 180 days, filed within 180 days after the date of the event. So I missed the deadline by quite a big degree. And so on the education front, I've actually been looking at applying to other universities. And when I look at the applications for these universities, all of them ask you if you have any kind of disciplinary record. And for those who watch my channel, you know that I had a mental health episode during my junior year of college, which got me into a fight. And I was dealing with severe symptoms at the time. I didn't have control of myself. The charges in my criminal case were dismissed as a result because I was found not criminally responsible. I was incapable of appreciating the difference between right or wrong. But the university that I used to go to hasn't capitulated whatsoever in terms of speaking with me about reconsidering that expulsion due to the mental health factor. But I digress. So with these transfer applications, all of them ask if you have a disciplinary record. So I've had to kind of revisit this traumatizing experience and again and again and again respond to and address and revisit that past. I've had to explain it, just be straightforward and honest that, look, I had a mental health episode that was beyond my control. As a result, I got in a fight. I'm doing better now. Mentally, I'm on strong and effective medications that have stabilized my condition, and I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have my sanity back, and I'd like to complete my education now that I'm in a better place mentally, health-wise. The question is whether or not that will be enough. Will that suffice? Will that information be good enough to get them to consider accepting a student who has a disciplinary record? So I'm applying to other colleges right now, and that's just a question that I'm going to have to answer over and over again. I'm hoping I'll get more positive news on this front because I'm starting to really feel like there's just no prospect of me finishing my degree, and there's a lot of reasons I feel that way. Part of the reason is I can't even get my transcript from my former college because I have to pay off $6,000 to them first, which they sent to a collection agency. And so it's a combination of trying to get accepted to a new university, saving up aggressively so that I could pay off that $6,000. There's just so much to it. And I've applied for FAFSA. We'll see what the result is in terms of whether or not I qualify for student aid. Still waiting for a response from them. I should be hearing back any day now. I just need some kind of positive news in my life right now because I'm just really not feeling like myself. I always say to never surrender hope, but I'm starting to feel a little hopeless. And it doesn't help that on the weight loss front, I haven't made much progress at all. I went from 354 to 303 this year, and I've been kind of fluctuating between 303 and 310, back and forth. I haven't gotten below that 300 mark yet. I'd love to be in the 200s again before the end of this year, but with the way things are going, it just doesn't seem like a realistic possibility. So I have to kind of modify my goals here, based on the results I've been getting. I would love to get this weight off before I return to college. If I ever do return to college, who knows, I might not be able to. But it's what I'm feeling is also magnified by my experience with anhedonia. I haven't been able to find much passion in any of the things that previously interested me lately. I was, reading on and off when I was feeling better, but I haven't been doing that. I haven't been going to the gym on a consistent basis whatsoever. Right now, my life routine consists of waking up, going to work, coming home, and laying in bed. And I just feel like my life is being wasted away as a result of that. As I said, I'm like living without a purpose. I have these racing thoughts about the manic episode, and it's kind of just traumatizing me repeatedly. But then also I'm being, further depressed, further thrown into the abyss of despair by the negative results I've gotten lately. And these two things in conjunction have worked wonders in sending my mental state on a negative spiral. So I just don't know where to go from here. I don't know what to do. I just feel like things are beyond my control, and I'm going to do my best. I guess that's all I can do. I'm going to hope for the best, so long as I have any lingering amount of hope. I mean, that's it for this video. I just wanted to be honest and give you all this update. Thank you all, and take care, everybody.